Round of applause, round of applause, round of applause. Man, I want to give a shout out though to I want to give a shout out to Pusha though, man. Like I was reminiscing the other day about just some old stories, just like from the past. You know, from my childhood to when I was in the music and right before the music. But this right here had let me know. I was like, yo, um, he was a he was a real one for this man. This how I knew, like, far as like in the streets when I first said, hey, he um he was a solid dude, you know, when it came to the streets, man. Um, so it was a time when I used to get like the Jordans like 2 weeks before they came out, like literally, like when they had that verse come out. I ain't talking about the clips. Like who had that verse? They said 2 weeks before they came. Was it Memphis Bleak? When he was saying hand the Jordans 2 weeks before they came out, I think it was Bleak. I think it was Bleak. But when he had that verse and said that, I was like, wow, because I was used to trip out because my man from the mall used to call me like soon as he get them in, right? And I'm talking about I used to go to like I'm talking about I go get like 7 pair for everybody. And at the time I remember it was close to like Christmas. So, you know, people was Christmas shopping and the Jordans didn't drop yet. And Pharrell was working in the studio with Clipse. And I remember I ended up going to get Clipse because for Christmas all us was getting each other gifts and stuff. And I ended up going to Louis Vuitton. We came out from LA and I remember getting her dog a um a bag that she put the dog inside. And everybody just so happened had wanted when we traded, you know, gifts and stuff, everybody wanted the Jordans. So I was like, all right, cool. So now I remember like the Clips didn't even have their deal yet. But everybody was kind of familiar with them, especially around time, but they wasn't that yet. So I get a call from a cousin that stayed close by the mall. And he had wanted, I want to say he wanted like, it was like I want to say 9 ounces of soft. And because I don't think it was that big. And I remember wrapping it up and I had it singled off by itself. And and it was kind of cold out because I had a black mink. I had a black mink on and I had a black mink hat. And the whole package would fit right inside the jacket. So and I remember at the time I was driving, I had a green expedition and I had a green Lexus. So I'm driving the expedition at the time and I'm meeting Pusha and there was another guy who was with Pusha. I ain't gonna say his name. Um, so I'm meeting them there because they wanted a pair too. But just so happened they got there before me. So I pull up and instead of me leaving the drugs inside the car, because I had my gun on me too, because I used to carry my gun, I had my gun in the holster and I had the drugs in the jacket. So I'm not gonna leave no work in the car. 'Cause that's how like a lot of people used to get jammed up because they'll go into the mall, they'll go inside somewhere, and then if something happen, they'll come back out the mall and the police surrounding the car, then your shit hit. Your whole pack gone. You can't say, oh, you gotta try to figure out a story on who that belonged to, and it's in your car. Then you ain't even want to go to the car, you gotta walk somewhere else or whatever it's gonna be. So I carried the whole thing inside the mall. Um, One mistake, which is, I mean, man, I was wilding. I was smoking, and so I smell like weed, blunt gone. I hop out the car, fur coat, black mink coat, black mink hat, gun in my waist, work in this pocket, smell like straight smoke, straight ganja. walk in the mall, and as soon as I get in front of the store, I'm looking and I see Pusha in the store, and I see his man with him. And when I look, I see this white man. And it's so crazy because it's like I see him like in the middle of the store. And I look at him, and I look at him, he look at me, and he throws his wrists up, and he's talking into his wrist. I don't see no microphone number, he's actually talking into his wrist. And he's looking at me. And I'm like, what the? So the first thing that I do is I'm turning around. I step in the store, see this, so I straight and I pivot and I turn around and I'm ready to get up out of there. So as I'm leaving up out of there, before I even turn around right, Pusha and his man, they sees the same thing. They now come walking out of the store, and they are like next to me. So I'm like, yo, y'all see that? What's going on? So they're like, yo, man, just we getting up out of here. So as we walking out the mall, you can go left or you can go right to these doors. My truck is parked over here on the right. I'm already like, I ain't going to my truck because I'm feeling like they already coming to me and they're going to be at my truck. I don't know what. So as I'm making the left to follow Pusha out, his man is going right. Like, he already thinking like, yo, I'm not even going to get in the car with Pusha, especially if that's where I'm trying to go. I don't know what he was thinking, but we kind of like bumped into each other. He goes through the right door like he going to my car. I start walking with Pusha. So me and Pusha walking, and as soon as I get out the door, I'm looking back, and I see the man still coming, walking behind us. Man, I swear he's still talking in his little walkie-talkie. I guess he's explaining to him where we coming from or whatever, or where I'm coming from, because evidently he ain't want them because they was already in the store. So I get outside the store, with the mall. We got outside the mall. As we get outside the mall, I'm looking, and you can see the aisles of the cars in the parking lot. So I see the police car combing the aisle of the parking lot outside. And as it's going up and down the aisle, I'm looking, and we walking between the cars. So I'm like, yo, where you parked at? So he's like talking to me, but he ain't talking because he's trying to get to his truck. So I'm walking, so he like over here. So I'm walking behind him, I take the work and I throw the work under the cars. I throw the work under the cars. So I hop in his truck with him, and we get to riding. So as we get to riding now, I'm still looking for the police, but I don't see them. So when we come out on the road and we get to the light, Pusha say, yo, the police behind us. So I'm like, what? So he like, yeah. So I'm like, damn. So I say, I got rid of the work. So he like, yeah. Oh, shit. So you good then? I was like, yeah, but I still got the gun on me. So he like, well, why you ain't throw that? So the first thing I can think of, I thought was like, well, I don't want to throw the work and the gun together. Like, I ain't want to, you know what I mean? I ain't want to catch both of them. So he like,
do it matter if you get rid of it?
I ain't think like that. I don't know, but yeah, but yeah, you're right.
I mean, if ain't none of yours, do it like.
But it is mine. I mean, but
not anymore.
But it's at the heat of the moment. That's like watching a football game. We can sit there and say you should have threw it that way, but in the moment of the play,
I get all that.
But like you said, if you're getting rid of it, do it really matter?
Yeah, right. If you get rid of it,
once
like,
you get it off you, it ain't yours.
But at the same time, I want to make it hard for him. You understand what I'm saying, Jay? I want to make it hard at the point that I want to make it easy. Oh, you got both of them. You understand what I'm saying? You at least got to. Yeah, I'm leaving breadcrumbs. Look, because that ain't mine, and that, yeah, I don't know. hey, listen. So I'm like, damn. So then they behind us, and I said, yeah, I got rid of that, but I still got the gun on me. So he'll be driving. So I'm like, go ahead to these apartments that was like down the street from the mall. So I said, go ahead and try to find your way over that way because because one of my sisters had stayed out that neighborhood. So he's driving over that way. So Pusha say, yo, turn the lights on. So I'm like, the lights on? I'm like, shit. So I'm like, all right, let's keep on riding. So as he made the left turn, I'm talking about simultaneously. I'm surprised I even said that word right, bro. Like, bro, I opened the door up. Like, this is some real life, bro, this is real live action. I opened the door up with the car still riding, cuz. Hopped out that motherfucker. Remind you, I have on my black mink and my black mink coat. I hop out of, and it's not dark. I hop out of the car with it still riding, shut the door, cause you remember I'm like I was fast. You know what I mean, too. Bro, by the time the door shut and by the time Pusha stopped, I'm talking about, as soon as he turned the lights on, it was like, quick, he making the right turn, I'm opening the door, I'm hopping out, and my feet moving so fast, cuz it's like I like hit the ground running. And when I ran, I ran and I flew and I went around this corner and it was the sticker bar bushes. I hopped in the sticker bar bushes and took the coat and I'm in the sticker bar bush, cuz, with the coat, and I'm looking outside the fence and I'm looking at the policeman standing at Pusha car. And so I don't know what's going on, I don't know what he's saying, I don't know this and that, and I'm just seeing Pusha just looking like. Next thing I know, I look and the man hand Pusha his license back and Pusha just kept on riding. And it's so crazy because I end up seeing about not even, I want to say 10 minutes, man, if anything. I don't know how. I see one of my homeboys' wife, sister, riding past in a car that he normally drive. And I seen them riding past in the car and I saw it and I get a message, a text message that say that she was looking for me. And I was like, oh, shoot. And I end up hitting back and said, all right, I'm right here, you know, and I end up going hop in the car with her and I dip. But anyway, I end up getting back up with Pusha and I'm like, yo, what the police say, this and that? And he was like, man, it was like, where's the dude you picked up? Or, where's that guy? And, you know, XYZ. And he was like, man, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Like, Lapper ahead of my car, I've been dropping them off. Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? And the dude was like, man, be careful who you be handing in the car with you. Right? And but I just say all that to say, right then and there, they let me know, bro, I was hot as this is a different kind of hot, meaning I was scorching, right? And for him to go on and to still make me their manager after me being hot as fire and going through all that shit right there, that's why I got to say I always salute them, you know what I mean, for just putting me in that position and giving me the chance to even taking me off the street. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, that's why I don't, regardless of what, I don't never say nothing bad, never have said nothing bad, and this won't, because, you know what I mean, all that shit don't matter, you know what I'm saying, because they gave me that chance, man. So that was a lesson to my legacy, man, that, you know what I mean, because it could have been anyway, you know?
Did you go back and get the truck from the mall parking lot, or you sent somebody? Your expedition?
Bro, no. Okay, so no. The crazy thing about this, bro, on Earn, on my grandma, right? This is the crazy thing about it. We end up going to go get the truck, right? I went and got the truck, and then we're riding in Pusher truck the next day, I think it was, and we're riding down Virginia Beach Boulevard. That same man who was in the store, why we see him following us. Everybody like, yo, dude behind, bro, I swear on everything, bro, I wish they would tell this story. Dude riding behind us on Virginia Beach Boulevard, bro. We cross over Newtown, right? And when we cross over Newtown, he busts the right. He don't go cross over to Norfolk. Had to be. And that was the last time, like, we actually, that's the last time I actually saw him. But it's so crazy because during them times, because like I'm saying, this is the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Like early before they had the deal. I think they had the deal like 2001, 2002. So during the 2000s and stuff, that's when I first started hearing, yo, people doing the grand jury on you. And you know what I mean? Like, you gonna, you know, like, I ain't know nothing about all that Fed shit and this and that. You know what I mean? Grand juries and this and that. But I was just hearing about it. But that was the thing. That's why I always say I thank you for taking me out that situation, because I was so hot, and it was the point of if I would have went straight on for another year, hustling on the way I was doing everything I was doing, I would have been picked up. But the music stuff, and I started doing that, and I stopped hustling, that saved me because now it was the thing of the grand jury stuff. Because my next, so when I got picked up on this time, right, in '09, right, my investigation was from '05, starting in '05 to '09. In 2000, when they was doing the grand juries and all that, and I was getting investigated, I ended up stopping. So it messed the investigation up. So when it messed the investigation up, it stopped it. So I wasn't doing nothing. I ain't hustling, I ain't doing anything. So during that period, I'm doing nothing but music. It went cold. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I ain't never get picked up. So it was like, damn. So they couldn't find nothing on me. So by the time it was time for me to get picked up during them years of me doing, for me hopping back in '05, now the thing of, all right, we're watching them all over again. After 5 years, they had to stop. You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff back then, all they can do is try to use it, but it still wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? But that's why I would say, man, I don't know where I would have been doing then. You know what I'm saying? So I always pay my homage, man, to them guys and you know, everything that I know that I did to contribute to hip hop, to music, to Virginia. So now I just feel like if you don't know, I'm gonna let you know. Cause I'm gonna tell you and I'm gonna explain it to you and you're gonna hear this stuff, whether you like it or not. Just don't listen. But I'm gonna tell you because it's some good stuff, man, and it might save your life on some of the things that I'm gonna tell you. Cause when I talk that talk. I'm telling you, I ain't been here, man, and lasted long, man, in that game, man, for you know, being stupid, even though it's a stupid game. But like I said, I got locked up when I was 33. I ain't bragging on it, but you know, and a whole lot was, you know, from just going a lot of time with my conscience, man, and you have to understand God have a plan for everybody. You know, so I'm gonna ride this wave, man, and I'm gonna make it fun. And I'm gonna tell y'all some stories, man, that's gonna be crazy. And I got a lot of them. But it ain't gonna expose nobody though. But we gonna have fun, man. One more time. You got something, baby?
But what happened to the gun that you decided to keep? The gun that you didn't get rid of when you was trying to get away.
Okay, and I didn't say it, and I didn't say it for a reason. I didn't even speak on it, but I'm gonna say it because I did put it in the book. But you know, that's the reason why I ain't say the name of the mall and all that shit. But I'm gonna say it. I end up throwing that pistol. I left something important out to that story. I remember when I got rid of the work and I'm in the car with Pusha and he says that the police behind us and before they turned the lights on, I asked him, I said, hey, can you take this gun charge? I literally asked this man, can he take the gun charge, right? The reason why I asked him that is because I had a gun charge at the time that I beat already before. And some more shit was going on, but I knew I had so much shit going on, I couldn't afford to take no gun charge at the time. Like, I couldn't leave the streets. Me not even thinking about he trying to get his deal going on, all this. I'm nigga, if anything, I'm like, nigga, it might enhance your career. But he had his hey, but listen though. Hey, but listen though, it's crazy though, because
One more thing to wrap up.
but it's the thing. Hey, but niggas do that. It's crazy. But listen, but it's so crazy because I forgot though. Not I forgot, but they had their own guns already because they had concealed weapon permits. Mine was dirty, but they had concealed weapon permits. So he was like, "Yo, I got my own gun." But he was like, "Plus, I don't know what's on that gun." I'm like, "Dang, you're right." Even though I want nothing on the gun, you know what I'm saying? So to answer your question though, when I got up out the car, guess what? The first thing I did with the gun. Threw it, but guess what I threw it at? Because I ain't just throw it just right there. You know, I always think I'm smarter than somebody, knowing that I'm really not. But guess what I threw it at? I threw it on the roof of one of the complexes. I threw it on the roof, right?
Oh,
Yes, So where I threw it at was a certain neighborhood. I don't want to say the neighborhood,
right now.
but the certain neighborhood. You'll know the neighborhood based off of
You put it on the roof of residential.
Do you know how Twin Canal is? So it's one of them like like apartments jump, but it's not Twin Canal. You know what I'm saying? So I threw it on one of them. But this the thing is, and this on everything. And it's the whole reason why I didn't really want to even say that, but like I'm saying, I already anyway, it cannot come of it. And I put it in the book. But this is the whole reason why. The person who girlfriend sister came and got me, I told them which building I threw the gun on in the whole nine and to go, and to go get it. They went on the roof.
How about that? How about that?
Bruh, the gun was gone. Somebody had to see me. But damn, they got up on the roof? I don't know. I know he went back. He said, bro, I'm telling you, the gun is gone. Like, man, for real. But like I'm saying, he was a guy who would lie, but behold you though. But he's not gonna lie about that. You know what I mean? Because the person who actually went was somebody who was close to me that I will let hold that gun or you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I knew it wasn't that. I knew it really was gone. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, but that's why I was like, man, this shit is just crazy, man. Like I was so happy to leave. I was so happy to get from up under that right then. But that was like one of the last things before I started the music that really was like, yeah, I'm glad. You know? So yeah, man. So one time, man, for P for being a real one and for not taking that gun charge, cause you probably would have been way more hotter. I ain't gonna say way more hotter. You would have been hotter faster back then. You know what I mean? But and one time for the girl who came and got me, hopped in her car, and one time for Mr. Police Officer who Hey man, listen man. But yeah, man, but it was crazy though, man. And I actually do gotta say one thing, man, about No Malice, man. You know, um, it's crazy because we don't talk about, I know I don't, and a lot of times everybody don't, probably because during that hiatus that he took, but and another reason why I don't talk so much about No Malice with dealing with anything at all because he was that kind of person that he ain't really talk about that, so much, but that he did whatever he did, but he was that kind of person that was like, yo, I don't want none of that stuff out there like that, and but a funny story on him, I'm gonna tell you how real it was as far as him not want to know, letting people know nothing at all about anything. Like he would get like dumb on you. There was one time I had just got some work, and I called him, and I don't care what it is. You make any, I'm talking about a syllable that make it sound like dr or k or we or any type thing dealing with that. Man, that man gonna hang the phone up so fast on you, bro. I'm talking about he is not. I'm talking. It's like nope. Like he ain't going for none of that. That's how you know how old school he was. You know what I'm saying? Because he makes like, yo, I ain't doing none of that. So with that being said, that's why a lot of times I don't even like mention nothing that he done. You know what I'm saying? Because I do push him more so much because he says it. He's flamboyant with it. You know what I'm saying? He's out there with it. He lets you know, yo, nigga, this what I do. Malice Mo so much on some, no, nigga, I beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that's ain't playing no games. I don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make what I make. They ain't got nothing to do with you. And it is what it is, man. But you know, just like I say, man, I thank them guys for the opportunity, bro. But it ain't gonna be a whole much about them, but you might see a whole lot about that. Cause I got it, man. So lesson to legacies, man. Y'all thanks for tuning in. I got more content. Press like, comment, share. Y'all know what it is, man. Yeah.